projectors too, but yeah.
Oh, okay,
talk
Seth,
about the big
whenever you're
dream?
ready. Yeah, he's
Yeah.
sharing his idea. You should record it.
I was saying that I'm going to write it up in two parts. One part is going to be the ultimate big dream, and then the other part is going to be what I actually can do now with the big dream. And in the ultimate big dream, I'm going to take a picture of a billboard on the street somewhere and put the big dream on the billboard.
Oh,
just to give the idea, like this is what it really can be.
Right.
So the ideas are starting to percolate up.
Cool.
And once I broke it into two parts, I thought, okay, that's perfect, because it's easily my big dream, and then I got to figure out exactly what I can do right now.
Wow.
And.
Will you paint today?
Yeah, I'm just set up. I'm just taking a. Did you see my new painting?
Yeah, I'm loving it.
So I'm just setting up because I just set up this whole thing, so I do take a break in between. Mm-hmm. And this is called the Book of E. And here I am, a self-portrait on my dripping cell phone. Some reflecting spheres. And when you get to know me better, I can tell you all about E.
So is most of your painting you're done live?
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's cool.
Yeah, like a painting like this, I'll only work on when I'm here.
Oh, cool.
Because it attracts so much attention. And the more people that actually see me working on a painting, those are the ones who come back to buy a print, or buy some kind of, or buy the original. Because people have never really seen artists working. They don't really know.
Now they know this is definitely stuff this guy did right
Yeah,
here.
because they always ask me, who did all this work? And I say, hello, I did it. That's why I'm sitting here painting, to let you know that this is a real artist here. And yeah, so another day on the Venice Boardwalk. It's always good for me. Meeting people, being at the beach, selling my work, working on my work, my most authentic self. Right here. This is where I get to be me. Talk to a lot of great people all day. It's really wonderful.
How long have you been doing your stuff on Venice Beach?
I think it was about 1978.
Wow.
When I first came out here. I had a job from New York, and I bought a little house up in the mountains. And I got out here and I started which I never did. I lost that job because I started getting all California and going to the waterfalls and going to Disneyland, and I lost that job, and all of a sudden I found myself without any work, and I had been a textile designer, so I took my textile portfolio and the doors off my closet, rigged up a roof rack on my Volkswagen, came down here, and set up, there wasn't even a boardwalk, set up way down the other end, and I made my mortgage that first day I was out.
Wow.
And so I've been here on and off, mostly on, since then. And now I just come out like Sunday or every other Sunday. And
You used to be down here like all week long?
I used to just be 2 days, which is more than enough.
Saturdays and Sundays?
Saturdays and Sundays. It's especially in the summer, I get up at 5:30, 6 o'clock. I don't get home till 9:30, 10 o'clock. They're like 16, 18-hour days, and we do 2 of them in a row. And then if I sell a lot of pieces, like recently I've sold up to 50 pieces in one day, then I have a lot of work during the week, just restocking that. So yeah, it keeps me busy. I'm actually probably going to be out of here for a little while right now, because I just contracted a big mural job. And I had been doing murals in the 90s, a lot of them. You might have seen it when you looked at my book there, I had murals in there.
Yeah.
And one of my big customers with this 15-room house has just contracted me to do something in her bedroom, big mural. And as we were walking through the house, I could see her gears spinning on what else I could do. So she's taken up like a year of my time in the past.
Right.
And so I really enjoy the work. And then, it's for all the people in Venice, they're always like, oh, you're here all the time? Like you're going to buy some other time? It's like, no, I'm not. I'm here today,
Yeah.
And so when people ask, I always wonder, what's going to be different on another day?
Right.
You know, you're
Well,
here, you like
Are you
the
looking
work.
for a new piece?
Yeah, yeah. Is there something, you know, I'm missing? Or are you suddenly going to come into money? Did it come here next time? You know?
It's Lotto.
You know, I've learned so much about vending here. So, you know, one thing is there's so many oblivious, entitled people. And my whole theory is, I have a painting here. This painting here. It's called Venice University.
The center one.
And when I sell it, I always tell the person, Venice University, lesson number 1, don't let anything bother you. Lesson number 2 through 49, don't let anything bother you. Lesson number 50, do all things with peace, love, and cooperation. And I have to tell myself that at least 10 times a day.
Stay calm.
And I do. I'm so good at it, you know, because you'll get things like this, like the oblivious people. You'll have a whole family of 10 people waiting for someone, standing like this.
Blocking your work. Oh my God.
Blocking the whole thing. It's so oblivious that anybody else on the planet might be up doing something. And in the past, I would like try to very gingerly say, can you guys move a little bit? When most people would be okay, but then the occasional people would just start barking back at me. I fucking stand anywhere. And so I've decided I don't say anything anymore because I can't risk that. I can't risk the anger coming out.
Right. Yeah.
So, you know,
It's a good way to get attention over here, but
like for half an hour they're waiting, you know, talking on their cell phones. They'll come here. They like my shade, so they'll come here. Talking on their cell phone. And so I'm there painting, and now I just looked up and it's well, they won't be here if they're not going to live. They're not going to move in. They'll eventually go. I had one guy one morning come by, this like angry lunatic came by and he knocked down every one of my, walked by and kicked everything of mine down, right? So I'm standing back there. I'm not going to approach him, you know, he's crazy. And I was just like, you know, okay, I'm done. He's done. Got to pick him up. Not too much damage. So it's actually a factor that's really worked into my life in general, where you can't get under my skin.
right.
And if you know some of my stories about the tragedies I've been through, losing my son, losing my wife,
Oh yeah.
you got to go try really hard to get a rise out of me. You think you're giving me a bad day?
I've had many more bad days
Yeah,
than this.
don't
baby.
worry. I've had such bad days that this is nothing. You know.
I love these where the box.
Yeah. And let me hold
The
it up
stuff's
at eye
coming out.
level there,
Wow.
at a distance.
Oh wow. It looks
Yeah.
like you're carrying a box.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
So cool.
Yeah, these are very popular.
Yeah, I imagine. Wow.
Those are now on your book.
No, because
Yeah.
they came after the book.
I love that 3D effect. That's crazy. When you're standing back there, yeah,
Yeah.
like you were holding
At
a
eye
box.
level, because that's how it's created to be at eye level.
Yeah. Wow. Those are extremely cool.
And then of course I have my book. The Book by visionary artist Gary Szynski with insights into creativity, inspiration, and painting. The best thing I've ever done, because even though I probably sold 50,000 pieces of art, people don't know artists.
You're right.
They know hundreds of musicians, hundreds of sports stars, hundreds of actors. They don't know 5 artists. If they know 5 artists, 3 of them are dead. So there's very few slots. But with the book, where I've sold over 150 now, this will go into the future
Right.
and tell my whole story
Yeah.
and all, you know, my Woodstock story, which,
That's my favorite part.
yeah, yeah, it's just, I'll read just really quick.
My friend.
Gonna take you higher, baby, 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 light my fire. Is playing over and over. I just dropped a tab of Orange Sunshine LSD, purchased as we hiked down the road to Woodstock. The highway had once been 2 lanes going out and 2 lanes going in. There are now 4 lanes all heading into the concert. Earlier that day, my best friend Christopher Bruno, my brother Steve, and my girlfriend Joanne and myself had all sneaked out of our homes. We had tickets for a bus to take us to Woodstock, the greatest concert the world would ever know up to this point. but we did not have the $30 tickets for the 3-day concerts. No, we were so positive that our need to be there will overcome everything.
Wow.
And by the time we got there, the fences were down, and we were just like, yeah,
Walking right in.
of course. Yeah, we were around. And it was definitely the peak of the trip of life.
I'm just completely stunned by the boxes.
Yeah.
So cool. So cool.
And then the link here, this painting got 1 million hits in one day on Reddit, what the fuck, about 10 years ago. And so a lot of people come by, they have it on their phone, they cover their phone, they know it, like, and so it's the only piece of my art that people actually know before they meet me.
Wow.
And every so often I'll go on the internet and I'll type in, it's called The Link, and I'll type in the link, and there's like 20, 30 pages that have grown out of it, and people postulating about it, writing about it, hating it, loving it, you know.
So,
It's been fun.
How could they hate it? How could they
There's
hate that?
one of our friends said I would like to have a book. Sounds like a good read.
Yeah.
Oh.
We should
Yeah,
find a
so
way
so
to-
how do they get a hold of that book?
They can go to my website at GarySazinski.com,
Okay.
and it's for sale on there. Or they can email me at Sazinski@earthlink.net, or text me at 818-456-2951, and then I can mail it out directly to you.
Did you get that, Lisa? Lisa, did you get that? Hello, Lisa Myers. We see you.
Yeah, check it, the other painting. I love the cat playing with the fish.
Yeah.
The crayfish.
Oh, this one here?
That's so stunning.
Yeah. I'll send Lisa that link.
Yeah, it's just fun to get an idea like that. You know,
Yeah.
if I get an idea, then it's like it's more than half the job.
Right.
You know, it's getting the right idea. And as you can see, everything's different. So I'm not like, oh, doing another one. I'm doing another one that I've never done.
Right. Okay, so let me ask, so you know they talk about writer's block, or you know, is there a similar thing for artists or something that you've experienced?
Not for me.
Never. Always in flow. Always in flow. Stuff flowing. That's great.
There's always at least 10 paintings in my brain. Some have been there for many years. And so there's never, you know, this is a backup of ideas. And so inevitably, like, I had some ideas, but when this paint, I got down here, I had the blank canvas, and all of a sudden that image came into me. It hadn't been in my brain before. And so then I'll quickly move to that image. If it shows up right before I'm about to paint, then that becomes the painting.
Do you ever like stop one and start another one, and just stay on one?
Rarely.
finish it?
Rarely. Although sometimes I'll like a painting like this I work on at home, and then say a painting like this here. No, I'll work on that when I'm down here, and then a painting like this here, where I'm going to use resin glazes and oil paint and splash, and I'll work on that at home. You know, so sometimes I will usually have something at home and then something here. There's two different things. I do my detailed oil painting here, and I do my more wild, like textured things like this.
God, those are so amazing.
I do them.
They're so amazing.
Yeah, I never wanted to do these kind of portraits until I came up with this style, where I felt like I could really bring something to the table. This has basically been done. So
Yeah, but still,
with the
I mean-
style, I just thought, okay, I can bring a, you know, unique.
I've seen people do these type of photos, but I've never seen them do it with that kind of a flow with the textures.
Yeah.
Really
And
nice.
So I usually use oils, but those are acrylics because I'm using the paint really thick, and then oils it would take forever to dry.
So you usually do types like this at home, then, right?
Yeah, those would be. Well, those I have done here too. I have, those I can work on here too. It's when I use the resin and stuff. That's when I
These
do it.
two guys are the two reasons that I didn't get into music,
What?
because I thought I'd end up like them. I'd end up like overdosing or something because
Oh.
because of, you know, just the nature of being a musician. You're used to all this energy, and then when they get off the stage, there's no energy there, so they kind of something to replace the energy.
Oh yeah,
they
because
felt.
the energy is phenomenal,
Right.
when you're on a stage like that.
Yeah.
It's just like the adrenaline is like way over the top, and yeah, so that's hard. Well, they also they like to relate to Van Gogh with artists, like you're supposed to be all angst and you're supposed to want to cut off your ear.
Yeah, right. You have both ears, so obviously you never had the angst, right?
Well, this
Or did you?
where's this painting? Oh yeah, the page. I got all my angst out in this painting. I did this when I got back from Woodstock. I was 17 years old, and I took a year and I painted this painting. So you can see all the small faces making up the larger faces,
Right.
and that it was kind of symbolized that all the people of the country make up the face of the nation, and us being hippies was like we were helping to change the face of the country. But it was also very turbulent times, and so I did this painting, and then I immediately thought I was going to become very famous. Right then and there.
He's captured the angst of America.
Yeah, and to me, it's a very important painting of the
Yeah.
times. And also, I actually had a dream of it once, and it was in this, I guess, museum. I think in the future it could be an important painting. From
I
this,
think so too.
From this century.
I mean, right now, the
last
angst,
century.
How about the angst in America right now?
Yeah, no, it's like it keeps, and when young people see this, and they just, they're like, they get it because I was 16, 17 when I did it, and they get it, and so, yeah, it's always been a very important painting for me. And, it actually began my delusions of grandeur, which were that I would be known as the greatest artist that ever lived,
Right.
and I recommend that to all young people, to pick a dream that's beyond. And you may not get there, but your goal will always, don't pick a low dream. You'll get there. What are you
Yeah,
gonna do?
that's easy, yeah.
You gotta pick a big,
It's
gigantic
like to
dream.
shoot for the stars, you might get to the moon type deal.
Yeah, that's exactly,
Shoot for the moon, you get to the star.
No, it's you shoot for the stars, honey. Then you'll at least get to the moon. You know? At least that far.
No, but she was reversing it. I'm trying. I got it. I got what you were doing, dear. Yeah. Oh, and so my Ganesh paintings, right?
Uh-huh.
This was the first Ganesh painting that I did.
Uh-huh.
And I was painting it here, and all I had was the eyes painted, right? The guy walked by and said, I want that painting.
Before he had anything but the eyes. Huh?
Yeah, and I said, okay. It was all drawn out, and the eyes were painted. And I said, okay. Anyway, he came back it was about 2 months later with $2,500 in hand to buy the painting. And I was like, oh, Ganesh, overcome obstacles of 3/4 abundance. But in the middle, as I was finishing up the painting, I was sitting there with Judy, and I don't usually talk to my paintings too much. But I said to the painting, I said, hey Ganesh, I'm kind of a newbie to you, and I'm taking a lot of liberties here. I don't want to step on anybody's toes that are real devotees. And he immediately just said to me, oh no, Gary, this is just not a painting about me. This is a painting about me and you. So please bring forth anything you want, as long as you're bringing me forth too. And any of the real devotees that I've told that to, they say, well, of course. That's what he would say, And so, I've done many other many other paintings of him.
So was that a Ganesh tree where you just basically go Ganesh or the Ganesh?
He pops in and out. It's like with this, combining him with the flower of life and Buddha. Every so often an idea about him will come to me, and then he'll get another painting.
Wow. Yeah, the Ganesh ones really. Our friend Lucas, they really drew him. He was like, "I've seen this in a ayahuasca ceremony." He's like,
And years ago.
Right.
Yeah.
He's like, seriously.
No, well that's it. Like I had it. That happens to me constantly. I had a guy come up. I wasn't even set up. I had a couple of paintings of, and he came out and he said, "How is it that you painted everything that I've seen?" And I just, because I have a lot of synchronicity down here. That's just kind of
You're
how
tapping the mass
I,
consciousness.
yeah, I'm very lucky. A lot of people have seen this stuff, but very few can actually bring it forward.
Right.
And the fact that I get to bring it forward, you know, it's just,
It's a gift.
it's a gift, and I feel like I've lived many, many lives to get to this particular life.
Right.
You know, because it's just been rather brilliant and tragic simultaneously. And at 73, I'm still here.
Do you feel 73? See, do you feel that the tragedy makes the rest of it so much more beautiful? And
Yeah, no, it's, well, and also, I believe in the duality of the universe. And yes, I've lived a spectacular, brilliant life. Maybe more spectacular brilliant than a lot. So therefore, I am to be hit harder.
Yeah.
Because it's going to balance out. And that's how I've always taken it. Like, I don't say why me. I'm like, okay, I know why me. I got it.
I've had a great life.
I've got a great life. Do you think you're going to get out of this with all the roses and colored glasses? No, you're going to, you know, my son committed suicide some 10, maybe more like 12, 13 years ago now. I found him hanging, looking like a fucking cigar hanging there. And the worst moment that a man can experience while he's living on this earth, 31 beautiful son. Second worst moment was me having to call down to Judy to tell her that he was gone. But then, like, my book is all about how creativity gets you through these traumas. And part of creativity is being really open to the forces. And I was sitting there talking with Judy again, and all of a sudden, it was just a couple of days after, and I saw a reverse mask of his face right here, and it just came onto my face. And we just went right into a whole dialogue. Wow, Dad, you know, don't make a big deal of this. I love you guys. Keep up the art. I didn't want to hurt anybody else. I didn't want a lot of blood. I mean, he just explained the whole thing to me. And he basically disallowed me from going down. Like, do not go down. And then I got this other idea. I was kind of feeling him in an omnipresence, like, everywhere. And I had this thought that, like reincarnation, but kind of in a different way, that there's a big soup of all the souls that have died. And now that Ilan is in there, he's now seasoned that soup. And all the babies born after that will now, along with all the others, will have this beautiful seasoning of Ilan. And then my surviving son, about a year later, was having my first grandchild. And everybody was like, oh, Gary, you know, you're so happy you have a grandchild. And I just kind of pulled back a little bit. And then I actually had to tell my son, Sean, I said, I'm sorry about that. I mean, I'm looking good on the outside, I'm acting fine, but I didn't have the joy yet. I mean, I was faking joy to not let anybody else go down. But I knew that I didn't have the joy in my life. And then when little Emily was born, and I felt that seasoning of Ilan in her, and my joy just went bam. I'm back. I've got another chance.
Do you feel
here.
like that he's reincarnated as Emily?
No, well, in that soup of souls.
Right.
Just a little bit of a seasoning is in that soup. And everybody's born from that soup.
Right.
And she was one of them. And so there she had, I could just taste that little bit of Ilan in her. And it totally healed me. And, you know, yeah, so yeah, and then losing my beautiful, stunning, extraordinary wife of 44 years after 5 years of Alzheimer's. It's been, as hard as it was losing Ilan, to lose your person, your bed person, your every minute person, when you've just been like two little peas in a pod for 44 years. That was really difficult. But now at about 2 years, I've turned my grief into gratitude. And I'm just spend more time thinking, how lucky was I to have this extraordinarily beautiful woman on every level for 44 years. Who gets that?
Right.
So
Very few people.
very few
Yeah.
people get that, you know? And
And you know, it seems like that was a thing years and years ago. People talked about being with someone for 40, 50, 60
Yeah,
years.
yeah.
And most of the time, it wasn't because it was a beautiful relationship with you. It was because of an obligation
Yeah.
that we're not supposed to be divorced, that we got to
Yeah.
get through this thing even if we hate each other. you
Yeah,
know?
yeah.
So you got this like the top end, right?
Yeah, no, actually, the beginning of our time was really quite tumultuous. We had two very rugged individuals that we were. We were very well formed at that point. And it did take a number of years for us to get over all of that. But, and also me coming from divorce, after we had those kids, at that point there might have been close things at the beginning, but there was no way I was ever going to divorce and not be with my sons every day. And have to me, divorce is like taking your kids and throwing them in the garbage can and say, hope you do well. So there was no way. But luckily, once we got past all that, then it was just smooth sailing.
Doesn't just what you just said? Does that go back to your family when your father left?
When my dad left, I was 12, my brother was 14, my sister was 5. They both took it really hard. And I remember the night that he left. And then he came back a week later and had to be married. He got a Mexican divorce and was remarried. And he's this Polish guy, and you want to talk about stupid Polish? That time he came back the second time. He left in a huff. He's like, nobody happy for me. I knew by the time you were out of your fucking mind, nobody's happy for you, Ziggy.
Yeah.
And so, but I remember when he left, they both went to their rooms crying, and I was just sitting there, because I've always been very pragmatic. And I was just like, I think I'm going to be, this is kind of new, I think I'm going to be from one of these divorced families. And so I'm probably going to have to get a job, help my mom. I started working at 12, and, I never really let that bother me. And now I'm at a point where, I'm really happy he left. Mm-hmm. Because by 12, then by 13, I'm heading down to Greenwich Village, drinking rum and cokes at the Cafe Wag, growing my hair long. I'm like, my mom was very good, but she was working 2 jobs full time. And so I got to just become my own man on my own terms without some man lording over me what I should be, except for my brother who abused me for all those years. Very hateful, very jealous, very my whole life was, none of the guys like you, your girlfriend's ugly, who do you fucking think you are? Blah, blah, blah. When I got a full scholarship to college, you beat me up. Who do you fucking think you are? It's all we were hippies. So, when I finally got out of my house and got down to Pratt Institute and I had a room and board and everything paid for, and then I realized that no one's here to oppress me. No one cares about me, first of all, that much, that they're going to look at me and they're going to find what's wrong with me and put me down. And I was like, I'm free. I'm free of that fucking guy.
That's great.
So it's, been a lot of lessons learned.
So if you, now looking back in perspective all the way, because what you just told me, you see now where all that stuff happened for you instead of to you, right?
Oh, yeah. No regrets. I wouldn't want anything to be different. All my lessons learned, and I've had this uncanny thing with the universe or God, whatever you want to call it. It really doesn't want anything really bad to happen to me.
Right.
It will always see me through. I told you some of these the other night.
Yeah.
But here's another one.
Okay.
So, I think I told you this one.
Go ahead.
I got busted for growing marijuana.
Right.
20 bags and the biggest deal ever in Lancaster and all this stuff. And I got 2 felonies against me. And So we go to court, and me and Judy are there. It's the 80s. We're just like Dynasty now. And in walks the DA, and he's this old dapper Dan, good-looking guy. Takes one look at my wife, Judy. I see him look, pause, and I'm in my mind, I'm like, whatever you want, bud. I don't know what we're doing here, but whatever you want. And then he walks by, they clear the courtroom, and the DA and my lawyer and the judge go in the back room, and he walks by Judy, kind of gives her a little wave. And I'm like, okay. They come out, I don't even have a misdemeanor. I'm like totally, like, we get to walk out of there with a diversion program.
Right.
So, and then one other thing that happened like that.
So just real quick though, so Dapper Dan, lawyer, prosecutor, you could tell he kind of like had a thing for your wife.
Yeah.
As soon as he looked.
Yeah, so when we left, I'm in the parking lot. I say, we have to sit here a couple minutes. I don't know if we're going out for drinks. I don't know what's happening here. But, the guy saved our lives. But he never showed up. It was nothing. It was just, Judy had that way about her.
Yeah.
She walked in the room, and you had to look over at Judy.
Yeah, he was like stunned. He's like,
was like stunned,
I can't put this woman in prison.
No, it's like we were. In fact, even when we first got arrested, I cut my hair short before I went there. I bought I looked like I'm going to be a cop pants, and we went in and we made such good friends with these cops. By the end of it, they knew these people should not. Well, these are the last people in the world that should be going to prison. I mean, these are these loving. I've got 2 kids. I got 2 babies. And but another fun one was when I was young and poor. I did a lot of shoplifting. I did a lot of con. Any place I worked, I embezzled. It was like I was surviving.
Right.
So it ends up I'm now 18, over 18, and I wrapped a pair of pants around my waist in the dressing room of Macy's department store in Yonkers, and I walk out, and all of a sudden I feel the big arm of the law, like a fucking jolt of electricity, just like oh. Anyway, these 2 young detectives take me down to the basement. And in the basement, there's this old dick sitting at the counter. And he's like, what's your name? And I said, Gary Sosinski. And he took a moment and he says, is your mother Louise? My mother had become a bail bondswoman because my brother was in so much trouble. And he's like, your mom would be really upset with blah, blah, blah. And I was like, well, I wanted to look nice for Easter for her, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, I walked out of there. So I've been really close to the fire, but there's something, I don't like to get cocky about it, but I could go on and on with these instances where the universe or anything just said, no, Gary, we know you're a good guy. You got a little bit of bad streak. You got to watch yourselves here.
Yeah.
You're one of those good, bad guys, and because you never hurt anybody else. Whatever you do is never like up against anybody else.
Right. And that's the only laws that should matter.
Yeah.
The laws where you actually are doing harm to somebody.
Yeah.
All the rest of them, to me, feel like not even laws at all.
Yeah. I'm stealing from a store. Okay, I'm stealing from some corporation.
Yeah.
Nobody's getting direct.
They're going to write it off on their taxes anyhow.
They're going to write it off. Anyway. So it was never ever about hurting anybody else. But I did have, if on the books it was like, what, he's a drug addict, he's a con man, he's a thief, he's like all these things. But basically, I've just always been this good Catholic boy that doesn't hurt anybody. Do unto others as you would have do unto you, and just
there's a law about that. That if a law, the punishment is more harsh than the crime committed, that it's not actually a law. It's actually an illegal law.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And there's a thing called jury nullification. You go sit on the jury and they can have you down to rights, pictures of you stealing it or whatever. But if the jury thinks that, like say weed, right? Say weed, it's legal now in most places. So back then, smoking a joint didn't hurt anybody. So making a law that you're a criminal for doing something that's not hurting anybody, that's not a law at all. So the juror could say, well, I don't believe the law is right, and they could say not guilty all day long, even though they got you down to...
Yeah, no, because thank God that's all got taken care of.
Yeah, right?
About
time.
Every time I go to the dispensary, I'm like, wow.
I know, isn't it weird?
This is so nice. I'm not like on the phone digging up some connection.
Right. Who's going to tell you got to wait forever to get there?
Meet behind the 7-Eleven where? Oh, downtown. And, 9? An hour later, 10? Oh, tomorrow? Oh, okay. And now it's just like, hello, how are you doing today? Let me have a little bit of that.
Yeah, and then yeah, it's crazy. It's like going to the ice cream store
Yeah.
for us now.
Yeah.
And I swear, I never thought it would ever be legal. I thought they
I-
make too much money from it. There's no way they're going to drop this.
No, no, it's been wonderful. Although I still suffer from police paranoia.
Oh yeah,
You know,
Yeah.
because it was like if I had it in my car, if a policeman was near me. Now it's still, if a policeman's near me, I'm still like, okay, I'm going to go in this supermarket now. I'm not going to ride all the way down Ventura Boulevard
with
that
this bag of
policeman
weed on
behind
me.
me. That's just not me. I just can't.
You know, my mom, she just got her license and never drove before. Her first drive, besides getting the car from the used car lot, was to go down and meet a guy to get a dime bag.
Yeah.
And she gets the dime bag and she's driving terribly, and a cop pulls her
Yeah.
over, and he goes, "Are you inebriated?" I'm just a bad driver. So he goes, "Well, he goes, her bag's sitting there with the fucking bag on top."
Yeah.
Her purse. And he goes, "What the hell is that? Is that marijuana?" And she goes, "Oh yeah, I just bought this for a friend." And she hands it to him, and he opens it up and smells it, and he goes, you just bought the most expensive bag of oregano or whatever it was ever."
Thank God for her, too.
Then it was oregano, or she'd
Yeah.
been in jail.
Yeah,
And then
no,
who would know what happened to me and my
Yeah.
sister and all that. Yeah.
Oh, that's so funny.
The second time she got pulled over, she got married to my stepdad.
Yeah.
His name was Gagliardi. So he thought she was drunk because she drive terrible. He goes, "Spell your last name backwards." She goes, "Sir, I can't even spell my last name forwards."
Yeah.
It's Gagliardi.
Yeah, exactly. No, let's try another test.
Yeah. Let me walk her.
Yeah. No.
Wow.
So was she a single? She was a single mom for a while.
Yeah. He told her that he killed me and my sister and her if she ever left him. So we left and went to El Cajon.
Oh,
Yeah, and then he found us there. So we went to Twin Peaks, and then from there we went down to San Bernardino. We found her again, but when he found her, was going to be new stepdad, Andy, was there, who hung with the Hell's Angels next
Oh,
door.
okay.
And he answered the door with a shotgun,
Yeah.
and he said, "You're not ever going to knock on this door ever again." He goes, "You bet I'm not." He left, and we never saw him ever again after that.
the fathers in that generation were so.
I know.
Well, they were all fucking alcoholics.
Mhm.
They were all fucking alcoholics.
Yeah,
I mean, just
most of them smoked like crazy too.
smoked and alcohol,
Yeah.
and
Treated their
like
wives like
they-
property. Their kids too. Yeah.
Yeah, you know, and so like I said, I'm really grateful he left. I
Yeah.
didn't really need that idiot.
Did she ever remarry your mom?
She did ultimately remarry once or twice to not great guys. I was already up and out,
Right.
so it never affected me. But you know, my mom was like really beautiful. She was always the belle of the ball, and she really deserved a lot more than the men of her age group. It just, there's very few good ones.
Is your mom still with us?
My mom passed recently. I just did one of these little animations with her, and you can see just how totally beautiful she was.
Oh wow! Isn't that nice bringing it back to life like
Yeah.
that in a photo? Wow! She reminds me of my grandmother. My mom's mother. She looks a lot like her.
Yeah, no, she just, I was like in love with her.
Yeah.
Like even born to the sun.
Right.
She just blew my mind, And she, after Ziggy left, she basically kept us in a similar lifestyle that he had built us up.
Do you have any art for her that you made that kind of represents your?
Not really.
No. You thought of doing something like that?
No, I haven't. Just, I kind of segregate certain things, what's in my art or not. Judy's like all over my art. Wow, I've got a lie.
Yeah.
Listen
I like
me.
to burn gas.
Listen to me. I'm something.
That's like the Harley of cars.
Yeah, no, it's hysterical. Oh yeah, here we go. Anyway,
Is this a normal traffic day? Or
no,
is it
this is
real-
about as slow as it gets.
Really?
You know.
Because yeah, I mean, there's not.
Well, and then
really a-
also, my sales almost only happen when the sun is out. It's got to be the right vibe. It's got to be like when the sun's out, they're happy, they're looking positive. When it's cloudy, they're just kind of walking by. And I never judge a day, even like that it's slow now, because every day ends up really pretty good no matter what. Today might not, because I have to get out of here at 3 o'clock instead of 8 o'clock in the summer
5
that I
extra
get to
hours,
stay.
yeah.
But, you know,
Oh, you have a art aficionado. See, I walked right over that piece. Yeah.
yeah.
Maybe a
So,
sign.
But, you know, Venice University, don't let anything bother you.
Right.
And I'm never bothered by anyone. And usually, when a day's going slow like this, I usually look for opportunities to give. You know, if I see somebody going to the garbage can here, then they get a $5 bill.
Right.
And I'll start looking around for those opportunities instead of like, oh, I'm not making any money.
Getting an
You
attitude.
know, it's like, no, okay. You know, because I kind of call myself a selfish giver because I've given out a lot down here because I know what I get back.
Right.
I know the grace I get back. So, you know, just give, you know, out, you know. And, you know, I only give like a little eye drip of what I have out.
Right.
But I think if that was extrapolated to like all the rich people, I can give out this much. The next guy can give out this much
Yeah.
and still not feel the pain. And then the next guy could give out this much and not feel the pain.
Right.
And the next guy could give out that much and not feel the pain.
Right.
But they don't. They get like, oh no, I need it all.
Yeah.
I need it all. I want more. I need more and more.
It's too bad because you know you can't take none of this with you. It's like Daisy and I. Well, we have the love dollar. It's just our way of showing how we feel about love being the currency that's the
Yeah.
only true currency.
Yes.
You know, because it's love. It's all. You remember in Ghost at the end when he's standing in the light, and he goes, "Molly, it's amazing." He goes, "The love. It's all you get to take with you." And it's like I think that was a total channeled message from the artist that channeled that book or the movie Ghost.
Yeah.
Or yeah. It was called Ghost, right?
Yes.
Yeah. I think that's what just tapped me at the end. It's like my heart made me feel so much emotion well up. Was that part right there? Is like I think that's the truth. And so Daisy and I, you know, with our love dollar, that's just our way of showing a representation of how we feel about what the true currency is, which is love.
Yeah. No, that's
You know?
great. Really appreciate it.
Yeah.
Yeah. You guys are great.
Well, we appreciate you. I really appreciate the fact that you sat down with my wife
Yeah.
and shared, you know,
Yeah.
yourself. And Daisy is very, very, very powerful. She touched your book and knew we would be collaborating together.
Yeah.
And knew that this is really important. Your meeting her was so important.
Yeah. No.
And she had so much joy in her heart when I told her I seen her sitting there with you, and my wife is in total joy. And anybody that brings total joy to my wife,
Yeah.
it's like number one in my book. You
Yeah.
know what I mean?
No, it was perfect for me too. I was like, well, this is somebody. You know, I like people who are way out there and have their own take on life and are filled with love and joy and are real odd. You know, those are the ones I like. You know, the rest of them are
Yeah.
stale.
Yeah, who else goes around wearing tails?
Yeah. So you guys are like, you know, I think I told you, I said, I think these guys might be really good for me because usually I'm the furthest out person in the room, and these guys like outdo me on that level for sure. And so I might really like this, you know, 'cause I don't get this a lot. I get like, oh, that Gary's, he's really out there. No,
Yeah.
I'm the same.
We
like
both felt you. That's why I did the videos and everything, because we want to support you because we believe in you and your mission. You know,
Yeah,
bringing
and
this
I
beautiful art.
appreciate it. And I just think, you know, I'm also at a point, I've been a lone wolf. I've done only everything on my own. And it's really time for me to unite with other people and get some bigger things done.
Yes, absolutely.
And that's
And I feel you on that because I was a lone bike rider.
Yeah.
I never rode with anybody except twice in the Air Force, and one guy got in a wreck the first time, and another guy, my roommate, wrecked his bike
Yeah.
trying to lead the party, and I said I'm not riding with nobody anymore because every time I do, somebody gets in a fucking wreck.
Yeah, no.
You know?
No.
I don't want to be a part of
Yeah,
that.
well, I just found, I'm super methodical, and so I have my very set ways, and so, sometimes I'll be packing up here, and somebody will say, "Can I help you?" And it's like, "Sorry, no."
Yeah.
I have, it's got to be to fit all this in there. It's got to
And
be
not tear
very
you up.
calculated,
Yeah.
and it's
That's
like-
I was talking to Daisy about that. I thought, well, should we volunteer to come help and take stuff down and put it set up? And I was like thinking, I think he would have said something to us if he wanted that help.
Yeah, no, I would have turned down the help. I'm like, I got this.
Yeah.
I do it very methodically, and like when I pack up, I do a slow pack out. The things that most aren't going to sell, and I slowly pack out.
Yeah.
And that's actually, my sales will start blowing up. Like I put all this work out. Sometimes I'll just have like 10 pieces out, and like,
Oh, really?
those pieces start selling.
Right.
So I just.
Are you really intentional with it when you put them out? Like you're thinking in your mind, this is going to sell.
I have my favorites. I know which ones that I've sold a lot of, which are the popular ones, and so yeah, they're all in their spots.
Yeah.
But I've got to reduce the show with the winter coming on because I don't have enough hours here to be worthwhile. It takes me over an hour to set up, an hour to break down, and so that's my next. But I'm never good at doing that.
Have you thought of setting up like not necessarily a different location, but like a different type of venue, like an indoor place instead? And
No, it's I usually just do so good here.
yeah,
And I'm a creature of habit, and this works. And people know me here. A lot of the people really know me for a long time. I'm kind of the legend of Venice.
right.
And so it's really worthwhile. And it's also worthwhile to be in the same place over and over, because a lot of people will see something and they'll, they like it. And I'll just say, let it marinate. And then they can come back, in a couple of weeks, because it's been on their mind. And, so you got to be here to get that kind
Yeah,
of sale.
return, yeah.
And
Do you ever set up at like any of the state fairs or county fairs or?
I used to, but you got to pay for that
Right.
up front, $200, $300, and I don't have to pay shit here.
Yeah.
And on a good day, there's 1 million people from all over the world. I've sold to every country in the world here.
So, well, only thing you're paying is for your parking, right? That's it.
Yeah, I pay for, and in the morning it's only $5
wow.
when I get here. It's more in the summer. It's like $9, but that is inconsequential for me.
Yeah.
And so where else can you have a venue that's free?
Yeah.
I hate having to pay up front.
Yeah.
You never know what kind of show it's going to be.
Oh, we've been helping Doc Mack, and like Conscious Life, it's like $4,000 or $5,000.
Yeah.
So he never makes his nut. He
Yeah.
goes away in the red every time.
Yeah.
And the only way he comes out of that is if somebody buys one of his pieces of equipment or comes and sees him down in San Diego.
Yeah.
And that's up here in LA.
Yeah.
So, and almost net, he can like, I've told him that, you're sharing what you do. There's people getting activated with these Tesla machines.
Yeah.
You don't really get to see the benefit because it comes later as they feel lighter or their energy is much more up, or they feel, the effects of what you do
Yeah.
is long lasting and you don't see it all the time.
Yeah.
But just knowing that you've done that, that's the gift.
Well,
right?
that's just it. I hate the money makers in these shows.
Right. Yeah.
They're, I just hate it. They're making money off all these artists.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They make their nut.
Yeah. They don't care if you make viewers. Yeah.
And so, I just do this now, and I might do some other things coming up with you guys, because I am open to doing some other things, and but you'll find I'm very self-protective, and I'll always
Yeah, I get it.
I'll always say no.
Well, this art is your heart.
Yeah,
You don't just let your heart go anywhere.
yeah, no,
Yeah,
no, so yeah, it's
I get it, 100%.
yeah.